Play of the game from way down.
Silence. Rain are getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring! Bombstats Dingo gonna find Rain!
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming series. We are getting ready for our third and final replay cast of the afternoon here. It's going to be Division B East between Skigglies, Wigglies, and Indecisive Scrubs. Today I am joined by Munkus. Welcome, Munkus.
Hey everybody, Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. Welcome, Moist Venus, to the chat, and thank you for the 69 bits. Merry Christmas to you, sir. So, Skigglies, Wigglies versus Indecisive Scrubs. I've had the pleasure of playing both of these teams, and I'm really excited to see how this plays out, because these are teams that I think are pretty equally matched. Now, you're not familiar with these teams very much, if I remember correctly, right?
I don't think we played them last season, because we were in Division B East last season, unless they're composed of people from the teams that we had last season.
So, Indecisive Scrubs has some of the people. You'll recognize some of the names. This looks like it's wrong. I'm gonna have to double check this. Anyways, Indecisive Scrubs has several people from HOTUS from last season.
Oh, HOTUS. Yeah, I remember HOTUS.
Yeah.
They were top seed last season.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the game, but I'm gonna pause it because the information in the replay looks different than the information on the hero's profile. So I want to make sure that I've got the information set correctly. Yeah, okay, that's why. Hero's profile is correct. So don't give anything away as I get everything typed in here. I'll go ahead and I'll get everything set up here, but let's take a quick look at the maps as soon as I find them.
I am so excited for this game.
Pause that. All right. So the bands here, we had Skigglies, Wigglies banned out Alterac Pass and Cursed Hollow, and then Indecisive Scrubs banned out Braxis Holdout and Sky Temple. And then for the first map, it's going to be Battlefield of Eternity. Who's the last one over here? Redrick. Okay.
And oh my.
I'm not on the page yet, so hold on. Need just one more moment. All right, there we go. All right, so the teams are all set up and ready to go, so let's get into this game. We've got Skigglies, Wigglies on the left, and Indecisive Scrubs on the right. Which would you like to introduce?
I'd like to do Indecisive Scrubs.
All right. Let me get off. Hold on.
Indecisive Scrubs, we have Andrew on Johanna, Frank Jukes on Samro, Sui Koden on Anduin, Jub on Li Ming, and Blaze on Deathwing.
Alrighty. And over here to the left, we've got Skigglies, Wigglies. We've got Redrick Lord playing the Ana, Jacopop on Mal'Ganis, Mommy Milkies on Auriel. Malthanius is going to be playing Zul'jin, and Mosher on Malthael. Suikoden.
Just like that, that's how you say it. I was pronouncing it like a Japanese JRPG that a friend of mine likes. Which is Suikoden.
Who said it right? Wait. Me or him? Suikoden? I always say it's Suikoden. Suikoden. Okay, alright, fair enough. Not me. All right. All right, so it's going to be Malthael versus Samuro up in the top lane here as Deathwing down in the 4-man.
And let's see. Yeah, Draconic Might. I do believe that is the best pick. And he is in. Looks like he's in ranged form right now.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, and there's the power.
Yeah, big stun there onto the Zul'jin. That's going to be first blood, getting the kill onto to Zul'jin there, giving Li Ming the resets.
A lot of people sleep on the ranged form because it doesn't do nearly as much damage, but the crowd control, it's just so good for controlling space.
Yeah, I mean, getting a mini Sunder every few seconds is pretty powerful. And then, you know, depending on the build you take at, I think 16 or 13, you can reduce the cooldown significantly. And the energy cost. So it can get a lot of value.
Go all Q, all Q. And I believe, since this is the most recent patch, this is after the Samuro rework, which
it is
really, it nerfed him if you're wanting to split push. It buffed the hell out of his team fight and solo potential.
So one thing that we are seeing here is Zul'jin going into, at level 1 here, going into Bone Slicer, indicates to me that overall he's going to be taking that Grievous Throw build that eventually will allow him to bypass armor, as Ariel getting very low might be able to make it out. So no additional kill there, but it was close.
It'll be interesting to see how effective that is, because you don't get the armor piercing until, what is it, 16?
Yeah.
That's pretty late to try to counter Deathwing with.
Well, nice sleep from Mal'Ganis will get everybody except for Deathwing. But Deathwing's unstoppable, so the only way you're getting him off this point is if you kill him. Or if he just decides to walk away.
If I'm Deathwing, I just back off and cue the point now. Yep.
Yeah, and Johanna going in there with her unstoppable. Able to hold that for a good long time, but ultimately it's going to be the Skigglies Wigglies picking up that control point and getting the bottom siege camp.
And Deathwing is going kind of the standard heat wave build. I do think that, like, with souped up Q on that point, that they would have had to retreat because it's so much damage. I know a lot of people don't like Q build because people will avoid it, but when you are fighting on point control like that, it is so strong. And look at all this. Look at this race on this Immortal.
Yeah, that's not all that surprising. I mean, Zul'jin does a lot of damage.
Yeah, and they don't have Samuro right now.
Yeah.
Blaze very low on Deathwing. He's gonna need to tap, and that is gonna be a first Immortal for
Skigglies Wigglies. Yep.
Skiggly Wiggly?
Skigglies Wigglies.
Skigglies Wigglies. Reminds me of a chain that we have around here called Piggly Wiggly.
There you go.
Got good meats.
Let's see. Suikoden saying that the combo of healers that Skigglies has very difficult to deal with that Oriole Ana. Makes sense.
Oh, I just now noticed that they had two healers. I was like, oh, wait, I thought they had a Ariel, not a Nana. Oh, so very interesting comp over there. I was just too excited from the Deathwing.
Yep. So Deathwing is in Destroyer form here. Looks like with that damage from his Incinerate, I think is the ability.
Yeah, he's W.
Getting that
W in both forms.
Yeah, getting that that AoE fire there. So he does additional damage from that. Now, we did see Samuro get the kill onto Malthael up here.
Now, the issue here for if you're in range form is that the buff, the level 4 buff to his range form is not that good.
Right.
Oh, big Cataclysm coming in, and that should be a dead Zul'jin? Yeah,
Yeah.
The explosion on the W in his ranged form is not why you're using it. You're using it to slow people down and create an area denial. The reason why you take that form or that talent is for that AoE on your melee form.
So Deathwing going into here the death drop. So when he lands on a player, he's able to use cooldowns 2 seconds earlier. So normally there's a 3-second timer on being able to use cooldowns when you land. 10 seconds.
But you can't use Cataclysm.
Right. Just basic abilities. Yep.
But the biggest thing I think is that it reduces spell armor by 15 for 6 seconds on people that are hit by it.
Yeah, so that's a real nice way to start, and then you just throw out maybe that stun or something, and set the plays up for your team.
Or you let Li Ming just delete their team.
Yeah, that works too. Level 10 is a little bit closer here for Indecisive Scrubs, as Samaro's cleaning up the spot lane.
Interesting. The UI doesn't show me Deathwing's cooldown on his ult unless he takes the level 10 upgrade to his ult.
Right, yep. If you hit 9, you should, yeah, you'll be able to see it then. Hit 9 on your hotkey row. And then if you want to come off that, just hit E. Big damage coming out onto Oriole, but not enough to get the kill. But here comes Deathwing looking for Mommy Milkies.
And he took Bellowing Roar, so his Cataclysm, the issue with taking Bellowing Roar, I feel, is that it makes it so that your Cataclysm is really weak without the upgraded damage.
Well, Blaze is actually going to fall there with Malthael getting a lot of % damage here. And Suikoden as well. Samuro also died in there as well. So 3 kills there in favor of Skiggly Wigglies.
Okay, this is very smart by this by the Anna and the Malthael. I thought that they were going for, you know, the kill ult on Malthael, but they went Tormented Souls with Black Harvest and Nano Boost. That is super hard to deal with unless you have consistent stuns.
Or a knockback or something, yeah.
The consistent stun they have is Johanna. But still, this race is super close.
Well, Mosher was on the camp. Malthael there was.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been a lot faster for them if all 5 of Skigglies was on the game.
Oh, absolutely. But considering how much of a head start they have, I'm just surprised that it was that close at all.
Yeah, sure.
And Zul'jin went guillotine. Very gutsy, all things considered. They don't have a ton. They have 2 wastes of sleeping people, so I guess that's a decent amount of lockdown.
Disintegrate coming out from Li Ming, trying to bring down that Immortal as quickly as possible. Light Bomb going in, does hit onto 2 in the back line. It looked like Blessed Shield as well. But Malthael just disappears. Cataclysm coming in, trying to get the value onto the team here. And again, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but there's Mommy Milky's falling low as Mal'Ganis dying first. Now the Ariel. And Ariel can res herself. Here she comes.
I just wanted to point out that Ariel whipped the Johanna with Light Bomb into her team.
She did, yeah.
Quite possibly the biggest whoopsie daisy moment I've seen from an Ariel whip.
Yeah, normally you have to have a Garrosh for plays like that.
Yeah. Well, it was a reverse whip, and so he was going to knock Johanna into her team anyway. It's like, oh, a Light Bomb. That's just extra juicy.
Mosher says Ariel hates us. It was on purpose. So there you go. Let's show these talents here. We got 13s up here.
Oh, Mosher going down to fight the Samuro. I think that he wins this fight because... Oh, not if he... Okay, nope, he wins it. But Samuro, I have
I don't
idea
know.
why Samuro backed off the point and then went back on it, and it's a double KO. Nobody wins.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if Samuro can pop off to his clones, then he removes all of the dot damage. So that reduces Malthael's healing effectiveness. So that was pretty close.
Mm-hmm. But I said it was that nobody won it, but really I think Masha did win it because he got the camp.
Indeed. And with that, they're also already hitting halftime here on the Immortals.
Lord, that is so much damage. Like, this is why race is so important on this. Like, what are you supposed to do in response to that? Well, you have to defend because they're just going to delete the Immortal before you can do anything. But you can't just defend. You also have to have somebody be doing some damage.
Well, here comes Deathwing into the team. The light bomb going out. They're looking for Malthanius. They get him. But he's coming right back here. And there goes Bladestorm. Keep in mind, Bladestorm was changed. So it's a shorter cooldown, but no longer unstoppable. And the Dark Conversion used there on... who was that? Samuro. But he just popped right away, so no dot damage there.
Looking to see what Deathwing took. Fire and Fury. Okay.
Deathwing's very low. He's got to get away here. Mosher's looking for Johanna. But the stun from the Immortal is actually going to save Johanna along with that Leap of Faith. At least for the moment.
You know, we had mentioned that there aren't that many counters to Resurrect. I do think a Q build Deathwing is a counter to it because it's like, oh, you're rezzing somebody. Well, I'm just going to wind up my long Q and you're dead.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to have some kind of CC though. Samuro giving vision there to Deathwing. Looking for that feared, gets it onto Mal'Ganis here. And here comes the Fire Breath onto the Ana. She doesn't move very quick when she's in that aim down sights. But Malthael, surrounded by red bars here, is going to fall. Resurrect is available though.
Self-light bomb to knock out that Zul'jin. And Rez is up, so that should be a Zul'jin coming right back in the fight.
Immortal did get that top fort, already now making its way to the keep wall.
Yeah, but the camp that they had pushing did take out the blue team's top fort, so it's pretty even right now, considering how many Immortals have gone up for blue team.
That's true, that's true. Blaze getting a little bit low, has to pull back here. As Deathwing cannot be healed by his team.
Oh, Glass Cannon or build Li Ming. Wow. That is very gutsy against this Zul'jin Malthael.
Yeah, especially the guillotine.
Have we seen guillotine? Yeah, I mean, he's obviously used it because it's on cooldown, but I just haven't seen it hit anything.
He's used it twice. I don't think I saw it in the last fight, though. Samuro pushing off the Malthael there. Li Ming, though, getting caught by Mal'Ganis. Mal'Ganis going to check there to make sure there wasn't anything else. He's going to come in and put the team to sleep. Here comes Deathwing into the fray here. But Suikoden is having to run away on the Anduin.
Oh, but top lane. This fight, it's a red herring. Top lane.
Here comes Cataclysm. And Mal'Ganis completely by himself here, but the team's not really turning and focusing on him. Deathwing was looking for the Zul'jin, wasn't able to get him with the Fire Breath there. So no kills on either side, although I think that they could have potentially gotten that Mal'Ganis if they just said, hey, by the way, Mal'Ganis over here.
Yeah, and while they did that, that top lane was pushing in hard. Samuro now responding to it. They lost probably an extra quarter of health off of that top keep. And bottom lane, goats are picked up. They're missing one tower and a little bit of damage on that wall. So there's going to need to be some kind of response in addition to doing the Immortal.
Well, both Shaman Camp are picked up here. And it looks like we're going to see a defense from Indecisive Scrubs. They get the knockback there, but Oriole is very low with the fear. Oh, I want to see that fire breath. Why no fire breath? She would be dead. A lot of value there. They do get the kill from Li Ming onto Oriole here.
Here comes the Nano Malthael just ripping through the back line, and Deathwing goes down.
And that's another kill here on the side of Indecisive Scrubs. Make it 4. Malthael just going nuts.
Nano Malthael does not care about your team.
There's a double camp pressuring in the bot lane too here. Like, Samaro's heading in the wrong direction, I think. Samaro should be headed. Yeah, there he goes. Heading to deal with that. Although, I don't know. A fully shielded Immortal going into that bot lane?
Yeah. This is going to be rough.
Redrick Lord identifying that they did have some train mounts, but of course, this was before the ban on the train mounts.
And I will say, because it's a skin, you have to point out to the enemy, you have to point it out or it's fine.
It might be a little bit different because of that, because it's not just a cosmetic thing, it's a bug thing. So like if they used it in such a way, but yeah.
My understanding of how the rules read is that any mount or skin is considered cosmetic, and you have to.
Well, we'll come back to that. Blaze is trying to solo defend here in the top lane as the team is already starting on the core here. Malthael getting that nano boost, spreading around his badness as Ana and Oriole both falling. Oriole's going to come back though. The sleep going out onto Johanna, so the defense so far pretty strong as they get 4 kills out of this.
That's one way to defend. Just very
just kill the other team. Oriole looking to fall here, but the core's at 70%, and the Immortal is continuing to do work. They're not going to kill Malthael anytime soon. He doesn't have any siege. They need to kill the Immortal.
I think they're going to defend this just barely, but 18% core? How do you come back from this?
Well, you know, harder things have taken place, right? Like a 1 core on Towers of Doom, or the 48-minute Haunted Mines that I had, where 26 of those minutes was at 1%. You can do it.
1 HP towers is easier to defend than this because
yeah,
like,
no, that's true.
Okay,
that's true.
You have to defend your Immortal, you have to attack their Immortal, and you have to defend your core, because all it takes is really Zul Jin going back there.
Mega, the res is actually on cooldown. It came up, I think, in the middle of that, but she had already used it.
Yeah.
So, like, there was no way that she was gonna get the core down with the shield up by herself. Let's see. Treatment like the reset on W for mobility. I wish Malthael would stop taking Tormented Souls with Nano Boost. It's not needed.
He says that, but I've seen him take this exact build.
Mal'Ganis goes down, but the Resurrect coming back up. Cataclysm used here. Andrew very low. They kill onto Zul'jin as well. This is a great start. You asked how do they come back from this. That's how you start it. And that cooldown is still going. Now it is on a reduced cooldown. You can see it counting down very quickly there as the level 20 picked up for Oriole. It's not going to be Fly this time. It's that level 20, what's it called? Light Speed.
Yeah, it's essentially a 40-second cooldown if the person doesn't die. And it looks like they're going to use it on that Zul'jin and cut off about 15 no, wow, they're going to cut off 25 seconds from his death time.
Here he comes. Level 20s on both sides. The lanes are pushed far enough out to protect Indecisive Scrubs for a little while here. They get the stun. Malthanius getting very low, looking for that kill coming from Li Ming. Just barely misses. The guillotine also missing, though. Li Ming falling in the back as Malthael just going crazy with the... wow, I forgot the name of it. His heroic, anyways. Frank Jukes is having to juke.
Souls.
Thank you, Tormented Souls, exactly. And Suikoden there getting the leap of faith onto Johanna, just a few feet. And this is starting to look very, very bad for Indecisive Scrubs here.
Yeah, they have Katazon core.
Oh, no, they caught... Oh, why was he even there? Frank! Frank! Buddy.
Marsha wants us to check the stats.
Yeah, we'll do that.
9,000. Yeah, pretty nice. White numbers in every category.
I don't even necessarily know that they needed to kill this Immortal with Samuro and Li Ming. I think they could have just gone for the core, but...
Yeah, the core's at 18%. You don't need to do anything. You just need to whistle at it and it'll fall over.
This... In fact, this might even make it a little bit more likely that the defense is possible, because Li Ming being up, if they can get any kill, the reset potential is there. Now, they're not going to, because they're defending this really far forward. Tormented Souls coming out. Yep. And just Blaze just dying over here. Dying in a fire.
Yeah, that Nano Malthael did a lot of work just then.
Yeah, I think if they wanted to have a chance of defending that, they needed to wait at least a couple seconds more for Li Ming to get there and then try for that, but they were just too far up without her.
I will say, Marsha, while you do have, amazing self-healing, you have the XP, you have the siege damage, Zul'jin had 600 less damage. That's pretty close, considering all of those nano boosts. That's a lot of damage that was coming out. Oh, this is interesting. He took Bone Slicer at 1, but not the Armor Pierce at 16.
I guess they felt like they didn't really need it. They were doing pretty well in the kills. I still think it was probably worth considering, but they were successful.
Yeah, this... I mean, they were pumping out the damage on them left and right. Wow, a lot of 3 deaths. Everybody had 3 deaths except for Johanna.
Well, it would have been her turn if they would have just let her die one more time.
Yeah. The deaths are a little bit misleading because of those reses. Zul'jin had 7 deaths, but he also got rezzed a lot.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Let's go ahead and get set up for game number 2 here. Not that one. All right, game number 2 is going to be on Volskaya Foundry. I think that's 3 for 3 today.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And it looks like it was
now
the...
we just need 2.
Well, we'll have to see what game number 3 is.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Battlefield, Volskaya. This one was picked by Skiggly's as well. And let's get the teams set up here. Sounds like somebody's sharpening a knife in the background there.
I don't hear anything. Anyway, I hope to see another Deathwing game. I don't think that we will after that dominating Malthael game. but I really want to see another Deathwing game.
All right, well, I got everything set up, so let's go ahead and get up here for game number 2 between Skiggly's Wigglies and Indecisive Scrubs on Volskaya Foundry. Let's see, for the bans, just to let you know, Skiggly's Wigglies banned out Diablo, Sylvanas, and Stukov. Indecisive Scrubs banned out Alarak, Auriel, and Zul'jin.
And another Nano Malthael game. Ooh,
Could be.
A Kael'thas. Whoa, double bruiser. Whoa, double bruiser.
All right, press that, and there we go.
So,
All right, go ahead. We've got Indecisive Scrubs on the right and Skiggly's Wigglies on the left.
for Indecisive Scrubs, we have Andrew on Johanna, Frank Jukes on Sonya, Suikoden on Lily, Blaze on Thrall, Jub on Kael'thas.
All right, and for Skiggly's Wigglies, we've got Mommy Milky's on the Ana. Malthanius going to be playing Yrel. Jacopop, I think, is on the Garrosh. Redrick Lord on the Uther. And Mosher on Malthael.
Yeah, if I gotta say, Skiggly Wiggly, I see an immediate problem here. They have no damage.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be a little bit of a challenge.
Is Malthael, and it's all percent damage.
That said, I mean, it is just a Lily to heal on the other side.
Yeah, but Thrall, everybody on her team has self-sustain.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. So Thrall went into Crash Lightning. So again, same scenario as we saw earlier here. The wave clear pretty definitively favors Indecisive Scrubs. I would be interested because this looks like not a whole lot of now. I feel like Yrel actually can do a pretty decent amount of damage as she gets, higher up in levels. So maybe as we get later in this game, we could see some pretty big burst potential there. I don't know.
I feel like Yrel is more about control and survivability and less about damage.
Yeah, they're saying we thought that also. Watch Yrel. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on this Yrel. So both teams working on their fortification camps, getting the turrets. And Yrel going back versus the Sonya here in the bot. Level 4 is picked up first for Indecisive Scrubs here. And we see some pings calling about the support camp, but at least for the moment, neither team going there.
I think they're just pinging it to say, hey, watch out, they might be on it. And, oh, yep.
So this is still an even fight between the two teams. So, I mean, as far as numbers are concerned.
And Thrall took Frostwolf Pack, so he is going super ballsy on this. Frostwolf Pack is hard to complete. And all it takes is one miss or one death in doing it, and you are donezo.
Yeah, but it's a big reward though if you can complete it. Getting that 50% reduced cooldown and mana cost is pretty huge.
Oh, absolutely. But until you do, it lowers your clear by a significant amount.
Yeah, because you can't just throw it out there into the lane. Yeah. So Thrall's going to get started on the point here. Is isolated from his team. So it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I was going to say if we saw Skiggly's head over to the point, but instead they're going to head up. Oh, goodbye, Thrall.
Oh, that is an isolated Thrall.
They don't kill the Thrall. They just didn't have enough damage. I don't know that they even got the stun from Uther on him, but...
Ooh, and that is not where you want to place your turret, but you get a kill off of it, so...
Andrew falling very low as well, but the living bomb's about to spread. No, that was the spread, so never mind. Thrall's Frostwolf pack there, reset.
The good news, when you're at 0 stacks, you can use your Death Beauty Clear Lane skin.
Exactly. Support camp is going to be started here by Skiggly's
With
Wigglies.
Uther, Anna, and Gifted of the Naru, that is so much sustain on the point.
And there's the bio emitter picked up. Okay, so 45 there to 25 so far on the control point. Althanius also taking Divine Steed, so able to just pop that instant mount and burst away. Looking for the Thrall here was Garrosh, but Johanna coming in, making sure that she's in the way so that Garrosh can't throw the Thrall into a dangerous place.
And this is a pretty good map for Kael'thas. The area control with his Flame Strikes and Living Bombs.
Garrosh in a lot of danger here. Is going to pop that Unstoppable and is going to be able to make it away, but is so very low that this should be the channel going back over here to Indecisive Scrubs.
Yeah, and this is kind of the problem. They have all this, you know, sustain, but they just aren't having the damage to finish somebody off. They got a kill before, but they used a turret and they super isolated them.
So Thrall is once again very much in the wrong place at the wrong time here. Garrosh throwing him back again. The biotic emitter dropped as well to keep Red Rook alive. The knockback onto Sonya, so Malthael looking for more here.
Gets spread. Ooh. That was pretty touch and go for a second there.
So 87% here for Indecisive Scrubs. 3 kills to none from the no damage team.
Yeah, they're isolating and getting kills off of that, and also they're supplementing the fact that they don't have damage by getting damage from other sources. Like there, they sucked Thrall into the towers.
Exactly. Yep. And not only that, but again, I mean, Lily's got a relatively short range on her healing, and it's, you know, closest and lowest health, so that's making it a little bit difficult to heal people that get isolated. But Johanna's very low here. They do drop, both turrets dropped as Johanna's going to fall, and that should give the point over to Skiggly's.
Well, the other thing, because you always know where Lily is going to be healing because she has no choice of it, if you throw a grenade onto the person with the lowest HP, you have shut down all of Lily's healing. She can't do anything.
Yeah, I 10% disagree with that. A good Lily player will adjust their positioning to account for that, for where to send those heals. But either way, I mean, you always know if your kill target is at 50%, they're going to be looking to heal that person. So you throw that grenade on them to make sure that they fall either way.
We have Ardent Defender, Divine Storm, Nano Boost, Tormented Souls, and Warlord's Challenge.
So, I mean, Malthael's still going to do a lot of damage with that nano-boosted Tormented Souls and with his Ws. Red Rook here was looking a little danger. Is going back in?
And dies.
Okay. I mean,
I guess
sometimes you just gotta, you know, int for your team.
I was feeling bad because they didn't have any kills yet, and it's hard to get a kill on their team, so it's like, okay.
Maybe he was low mana. Red Rook says literally lag. So Urel's 100% by herself here, but again, she has a lot of mobility between Avenging Wrath and that instant cast Divine Steed. So, I mean, she's able to just get away from so many potential ganks.
Oh no, Garrosh took into the fray.
Nice.
Technically, that's a forfeit.
It is. Yeah, so just as a reminder, folks, there are certain talents that are banned on certain maps. That would be one of them on this map specifically. So...
Yeah, I hope Red Team wins, because that's a forfeit.
Mosher. but we'll keep an eye on it. Let's see here. So the control or the fortification camp picked up here by Malthanius. However, Uther probably about to hit another death here. I don't think you can blame that one on lag.
Well, maybe you can. Maybe you will.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. It's been long enough. I don't think that it gets counted either way. So, wasn't lag, just bad rotation. Yeah, I mean, there are moments. Sonya looking for the Urel here.
It's not about throwing the protector. You can chuck turrets. That's why it's banned.
Correct. Yeah, you can throw ally turrets, not your own turrets. Like Garrosh can't drop a turret and throw it. Getting the rotation onto Sonya here. I think she dies. Yeah, that Avenging Wrath does a lot of damage. Yeah, there are actually a few things, a few interactions with Garrosh's Into the Fray that are a little bit awkward. Like you can actually throw the sprite on Towers of Doom that covers the portal. It doesn't do anything, but if you walk by it, you can see the little blue horde symbol that indicates you can throw it, and you can throw it.
My favorite Garrosh interaction is if you are on. Well, hold on. We'll wait till this fight's over.
Yeah, Urel diving in there, getting a nice big knockback, and here comes that tormented Nano here. Sundering going out to knock him back, but he just pops that whatever it is, W back in. Frank Jukes getting thrown and taunted. Big Divine Storm. And Frank Jukes, Sonya can't heal when from that whirlwind when she's got a healing negation on her. Oh my goodness. Urel getting so much value out of Ardent Defender there, going from 20% to like 70%.
I really wish we could see how much healing was negated by Anna. Like, if we could pull up that stat, because it's gotta be enormous. She's secured so many kills off of that.
Well, Urel going back in here. This is still an uneven fight. Sonya's just coming back. Jub getting thrown into the back on Kael'thas. Drops the turret and goes down. And a big three-man taunt. But Garrosh follows there shortly thereafter. Johanna getting the Blessed Shield down onto Malthael. Avenging Wrath just stomping Johanna into the ground. And here comes the Jug of 1,000 Cups from Suikoden. The Sunder again out in this same fight. That's how long this fight's been going on.
And Nanabush came out too. Mosher still alive in there. And Thrall finished his yeah, he finished his W quest. He's still 11 short of his of Crash Lightning. And that's the other reason why people don't generally take Crash Lightning, is because even with these fights, it's so hard to complete it.
Yeah, although I kind of like it more on this one than the other team that we saw earlier, because they've got the Ana in the backline, so being able to get that chain over to her is pretty helpful, but I
mean, it's better for this simply because they have Thrall with the 4-man the entire time.
All right, second Protector going over to Skiggly's Wigglies as they are making their way onto this fort.
Templar's Verdict, now that is a, wow, 7% damage and reduces armor.
Yeah. That's why I was saying, as you get later into this game, like, Urel can do a lot of work now. And you can see here...
What he's been doing has been knocking people into the Garrosh to get chucked and stunned.
Yeah, I mean, look at how much damage, like, Andrew's there at about 20% health, almost entirely from Urel. So, you know, these knockbacks are getting a lot of value. This, the level 16, and that's going to give him a keep wall.
Urel has probably been in the worst spot of any hero for the longest time, so it's good to see that she's getting some changes that are bringing her back up to the level that she used to be.
Yeah, she's definitely a really strong bruiser at this point after the changes from this week. There were some other changes that made, you know, some of the other heroes a little bit stronger as well. Or, you know, even just talents. Obviously, we saw the Greymane and Uther. We've talked about those a little bit. But even, like, Thrall had a slight difference on his level 1. I don't know that it actually is worth taking, but it exists.
Oh, yeah, Thrall yet another percent damage talent. Whoa, big fight! Oh, and it's a 4v5. That's huge.
Yeah, getting that Garrosh kill is fantastic. That's going to give now Indecisive Scrubs the decisive ability to come down here and get some solid damage onto this keep. But they're not going to.
Down and loses the turret in the process. There goes that advantage.
Yeah, I think they could have just stayed down, gotten the keep. I mean, Sonya was going to die either way. And so now they only got it down to about half health.
Yeah, and now it's a 4v4 with Malthael soaking bot, and top is, that's a huge wave of minions coming out of that keep. Yeah, they have to respond to that.
Yeah, Kael'thas will be able to clear that up relatively quickly.
But in response, they can easily push bottom and take out that well, which is what they need to do. They need to equalize the structures in bottom right.
And so far, that seems to be what they're going for. They've got full 5-man rotation here from Skiggly's Wigglies. Garrosh going in, looking for one of these two here in the bot lane. Yrel going a little bit farther. The root coming out here. As she's got no hand of freedom, gets knocked back. She can jump over the wall, but she doesn't make it. Oh, and this is looking great.
Oh, that Ana almost chain lightning gets complete. Or crash lightning gets complete.
And this is where Thrall can now start getting a lot of value onto that Ana. This keep is definitely dead now.
Interesting. Thrall went Alpha Wolf. So he's going to have percent damage and better lockdown.
So that's pretty solid. I mean, going into Yrel, going into Garrosh, you know, that percent damage is going to be extremely helpful. They have, you know, just like the team we saw earlier, they're going to have pretty beefy heroes in the front here.
Okay, I like Crash Lightning with the Frostwolf pack more than he's taking Alpha Wolf. I don't know that I would ever do that myself, but I think if you're going to go Crash Lightning, that you shouldn't, that the Thunderstorm value from 16 is better with Echo. So Crash Lightning with Alpha Wolf and Frostwolf pack, that's a good combination.
I was going to say, I don't want to see them pull everybody off, but they're going to do that anyway. So Thrall is isolated here. The Blessed Shield going out, stuns 3. Johanna getting stunned herself there. Malthael right in the middle of the team does have a living bomb. Going to be spreading that.
Thunder.
Big taunt though. Jacopop falling very low. It's going to be Malthael first. Garrosh following there shortly thereafter. Malthanius hitting that Ardent Defender in the perfect timing there to heal right back to full. Ana, however, going to fall next.
Wow. That level 16 power spike for it has just been enormous.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sonya's going to head back to gather the Punisher, Protector. And this is just Uther and Yrel here to stand against a 4-man squad. No Ardent Defender available, so Malthanius has to pull back here.
And I think that what they should, instead of trying to stop them from pushing, they should be soaking to 20.
We see the pings calling for the support camp.
Yeah, the timers are still low enough, and the counter is still up that there's plenty of time to respond here. 20s are up. They can getting this camp is the right call. I think Sonya should completely fall back now. She is way too low to be there by herself.
All right, so support camp is picked up. Sonya pulls back a bit here. I like the Mistweaver pickup here from Lily, giving her that AoE heal. I think that's going to provide so much value into the team that we've got here. It's also reduced cooldown from Fast Feet.
Thrall, buddy. You gotta pick your level 20. There you go. Windrush.
Yeah, and Sonya going into that defensive level 20 there as well. So biotic emitter is available, but we've got the teams very split out here. Let me even zoom out even farther. We're operating from the Goodyear blimp on this one. But here they come onto the control point as Yrel in the back here. Big stun from Uther getting that Divine Storm.
Everybody's super low. Jugster's coming out. It's keeping people up.
Yeah, that bio emitter too, like just getting so much work as Ana and now Malthael falling. They do get the Kael'thas, however, Yrel so far away here. Jakopep having to run away has not but 10%, 20% of his health.
Yeah, I don't see how they win this fight without Malthael though.
I don't know, Yrel's still doing a lot of damage, getting that 20 armor reduction. Garrosh, however, is going to fall. Ardent Defender coming out. Is that the upgraded Ardent Defender? No, it's not. They got the cleanse. So that's going to be a 4-for-1 trade here.
And
the Protector.
Uther. Oh no, Uther. Oh,
Well,
Uther.
They get the kill
Uther.
onto the Thrall.
Okay, they really need to end now because look at top lane.
Yeah,
They don't end
that's
right
stacking
now,
up.
they lose top keep.
So 20 seconds on Garrosh still. Yrel getting the damage onto the Protector. It's got armor reduction because of her level 16 there. Lily and Johanna in the Protector. Kael'thas cleared up top there. They have no Thrall. The Protector is falling pretty low here, especially with Mosher now, but it's also getting the core down really low.
This game.
Yeah, Sonya with the Wrath of the Berserker coming in strong and ultimately getting that core down.
Well, I'm happy that's how it ended because that invalidated the whole into the fray pick.
Yeah, so again, this game happened about a week ago, so at this point it wouldn't have mattered. Like they would have had to bring it up after the game, or within a short period after,
Right,
for that to be. Yeah.
We can just say that karma came down on this game like a ton of bricks.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. You pick the Van Talent, you lose the game. And yeah, Yrel was the big chunky girl in this game, dealing a ton of damage and healing for... She out-healed Ana. Wow.
Yeah, getting that gift of the Naru, and also Ardent Defender. I mean, Ardent Defender healed her up to full a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. So Yrel, much better than she used to be. And on to game 3.
All right. So while I'm putting this together here, so when we were talking about the train, so normally cosmetic things don't lead to like a forfeit. It's, you know, if it's not brought up, it's, you know, whatever. But if they had, say for example, used Alex Raza and they had the train and did the bugged interaction, that would have been a different result. Because it's the train, the bug on the train that actually is the problem. So there's even though it's a skin or a mount, if you actively engage with a bug, that's a different issue.
Right. But just using the train wouldn't be enough.
Yeah, not in that circumstance, no. Let's see. So Dragonshire is going to be our third map here, and it also was picked by Skiggly's.
Skiggly's just really likes those map picks, don't they?
Or first pick on the other side. Never know.
Wow, what is that icon they have there? That is a very angry tree.
What?
The Skiggly.
Oh,
Wiggly?
their logo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some kind of treant. Suikoden, we don't really care about maps. Yeah, fair. Oh, crap. Let's see.
That tree stole Tychus' cigar. Yeah. Poor Timothy Tychus.
Okay, I think I got them all set. Score is set. There's another like, second pick better for the response and surprise factor. Yeah, generally. All right, let's get this set up. Kind of a FAT, so we don't have any maps we are good at as a team. Okay.
We all set?
We are loading now. Game number 3, the final game of the Christmas replays. And how perfect that it's a 3-game set at the end of the day.
Nice.
Got a couple of new heroes for this round at least. We haven't seen Jaina at all today, have we?
We haven't seen Jaina, we haven't seen Kira. And I think that's it.
Yeah, I think so. I'll let that go a little bit longer. Actually, I'm all set up, so I don't know why. I don't need to pause it. All right, we are all set up and ready to go. Take it away, Munkus.
All right, we have Andrew on ETC, Frake Jukes on Artanis, Sukoden on Ariel, and Blaze on Kira, and Jub on the Jaina.
All right, that was Indecisive Scrubs. Over here to the left, we have Skiggly's Wigglies. Mosher going to be playing Sylvanas. Mommy Milky's on the Lucio. Red Rook Lord on Greymane. Jackopop going to be playing the Johanna. And Malthanius once again on the Urel. Now this is a map where that solo lane's pretty important, and so it's a little bit different of a matchup this time. We had the Sonya versus Urel last time. Now it's going to be Artanis versus Urel. Although Andrew getting dropped pretty low early on. So is Jackopop, though. Both of the tanks getting just melted here.
Was Rexar banned?
Good question. Let me tell you. The bans for this game were Skiggly's Wigglies banned out. What's his name? Deathwing, Falstad, and Thrall. And Indecisive Scrubs banned out Alarak, Uther, and Abathur.
So that's interesting.
So no Rexar.
I don't think Artanis beats New Urel in lane, but I like Rexar doesn't lose this top lane ever.
All right, Mommy Milky's on the Lucio. They're having to bail out, getting that push off to get away from the team.
Now, with a Kira on the team and an ETC, you have a lot of lockdown. Kira is kind of like a different Kerrigan for just, following those chain stuns and getting a lockdown.
So
you
right,
can stun somebody for ages, then knock them into a wall with Ariel. Very nice combo.
So early on here, we're seeing Artanis slightly edging out Urel, doing a little bit more damage, has a little bit better wave clear. We'll see how that continues throughout the game. We'll also see if Urel goes into that gift of the Naru that she took last time, as she's not going to be with the team as often in this game, so she may elect to go more of a, we'll say a selfish build.
Mm-hmm.
And the channel beginning here for the red team, although Johanna is on the point, ETC and Ariel there. Get the stun.
No.
Johanna does have her Iron Skin to get out, but that's going to be an early Dragon Knight going over to Indecisive Scrubs.
And Kira getting into it, I think that's the right call there. Kira does the least amount of siege out of the two damage dealers, and Jaina is super vulnerable without ETC and Ariel there to back her up.
Yeah, Jaina also needs to get her stacks as early as she can so she can have that ice block, so having her available also to slow the enemy team is pretty solid as well.
True.
ETC power sliding in, not able to lock down that Johanna, although Sylvanas is cleaning up in the bot lane here. gets the identification that that dragon's coming, so pulls back.
They got the towers down mid. Can they get this bottom well? Now, that's usually the key to this matchup, but that dragon is almost gone. Yep.
That's okay. They unlocked some of the XP that was in those towers. So they do have a pretty decent XP advantage right now, about a half a level roughly. And that half level, depending on, you know, timing and everything, could be enough to give them, you know, maybe a good team fight, maybe a camp or two. The pings, was that me? Or did you ping? Or did they ping?
I didn't ping. No.
They just spammed the heck out of pings there. It just happened to be when I hit my keyboard too, so I was wondering if maybe I had done something, but...
Washer grabbing the camp, while bottom, Blaze and Suikoden are going for the bruisers. I think that's slightly in favor of red team there, because that camp is a little bit more important.
Well, it depends on what value they get out of it, because right now, that's going to give Yrel a little bit of value in the top lane here, as Artanis is clearing up in the middle. But so far, one tower, soon to be the second tower down here in the bot lane.
And that's the key thing, is getting that well gone.
And they may even get the kill onto Johanna.
The other big thing is that Sylvanas took Merklord. Oh, and dead ETC. But she wants to be pushing with whatever camp they get. So just sitting that top does not give her nearly as much value as, say, getting the Giants or the Bruiser on bottom and pushing with them.
Yeah, I don't think she could have pushed top, because if she wasn't there, then they probably lose that bottom fort entirely.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying that between getting those two Bruiser camps, that's why bottom was more valuable than top.
And destroy your enemies.
So Gift of the Naru was picked up there for Yrel, so she is still going to have that extra healing for her team. And again, just to put that up here, that's every time she uses Divine Purpose, that's her D ability, her trait, throwing out that heal to, you know, a low health team member is a lot of value, and it increases over time. Of course, it scales. So depending on the talents you take, that can provide. Oh, Lucio was so close there, but there's just no. The suppression pulse does almost no damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's 169. You have to be on death's door.
So Kira is going to get interrupted out of her grappling hook here. ETC gets the power slide onto Mommy Milky's. The swap coming in as well, and they get the kill. But Jaina going to fall on the other side here. Crystal Aegis used, and Suikoden does survive there. Makes use of that heal. Also has the Healing Globe talent at level 7, so basically has a full health or full hope bar to give yet another nearly full heal there.
I'm just surprised that we didn't see another Ariel take res.
Yeah. And at least so far, that was just as good as having Resurrect. Being able to survive that and not give the XP over to the other team.
I mean, I thought for sure that Jaina was going to pop back up and immediately start fighting again, but...
So the...
Oh, the loop-de-loop on the Lucio. That was... Ooh, and a dead ETC.
I got there just in time to see the kill on the ETC, but I wanted to check out this top fight here, because it's taking forever, but ultimately Artanis is winning it.
Kinda. Yeah. Yrel's just not engaging with him.
Yeah, she just wants to hold on to this point as long as she can, and now Gramian is able to pick up the Dragon Knight, as with three heroes.
Swap, but Yrel's just waiting for him to show up and hippity hop.
Yeah.
Wow. That was some obnoxious Yrel play right there.
Alright, Dragon's gonna go ahead and punt ETC out, so no No mosh pit as yet. So ETC is behind
Pretty good
here.
amount of value here.
Yeah, I mean with Sylvanas. Well, they're splitting up here, so maybe not. Mosh are getting very low here, so has to pull back.
To break it down, Mrs. Mosher.
Yeah, and the Blessed Shield, they're helping to secure that. ETC is going to get punted away by the dragon. So just the one kill onto Sylvanas.
I mean, that's enough for a full retreat on that dragon. Great defense there. I thought there was going to be a lot of value, but shows what I know.
Well, you know, the surprising thing was that, you know, ETC coming back as a threat behind the team forced the team to split. The Dragon Knight was on the fort, Sylvanas was looking at the fort, but then you had Johanna and Lucio who both said, oh, ETC, let's back up and go deal with that. Except you have no damage, right? Greymane's in the Dragon Knight, and Sylvanas was trying to support the Dragon Knight. So I think that the Dragon Knight and Sylvanas was the right call. Stick with that. But that's okay. It's all right. Everybody's still in this game. It's just the one fort down now, although Bruiser Camp is the call here from Indecisive Scrubs.
They have mosh pit.
Oh, and they're all coming in. Oh, this is a perfect mosh. It was a perfect mosh. There's the mosh pit.
That's
and it's three.
mosh.
Kira getting the final strike. Here comes Sound Barrier. Looks like Sylvanas is going to fall as well.
That mosh was clutch.
Yeah, only Greymane was outside of that one. Although, I think that they could have had a four-man mosh in the on the path there as they were coming in, because Johanna didn't have her unstoppable up yet. But the team wouldn't have been quite as close, so they might not have been able to take as much advantage of it either. So, you know what? Certainly a good mosh either way, getting 3 and getting those kills. Pretty fantastic.
Yeah, you can't argue with results.
Exactly. All right, so the shrines are up. Dragon Knight. Gonna see the primary rotation onto bottom here. Urel versus Artanis once again in the top. So 15 minutes from now, we'll see which of these two wins. Although Kira might head up there and help with that.
Aero quote unquote wins this because she can knock Artanis off the point. And see, she keeps getting a little bit of charge each time she does that. And
Oh, the Ardent Defender. Such good value. Oh, the final strike!
Whackety schmackety wah. That is. Yeah, Urel thought she was safe, but then.
Oh, that was clutch. And you know what? The suppression pulse providing vision, I think, is what ultimately allowed that to happen. I don't know that Final Strike would have hit otherwise. Blessed Shield missing because of the Aegis and Ice Block. Mosh Pit going out just onto Johanna here as Jaina trying to get away.
He got the Lucio, too.
Not anymore.
Oh, that's a 2-for-1. What?
Grappling hook going out. Final Strike looking for Greymane.
Oh, it was like grappling hook. I thought that Artanis had swapped with an unstoppable Johanna.
So Urel is going to make it to top, but not in time. Blaze is on this point. I'm pretty sure they get it. They do, yeah.
Yeah, by the skin of their teeth.
It was pretty close, but you have to be on there about a full second before to prevent the Dragon Knight from being picked up.
And looks like, yeah, they're going to march it down bot. I don't think you can end this with a 13-minute Dragon Knight without your tank.
Yeah, but you can get a keep.
Artanis.
Yeah, you got a siege camp, you got a catapult. I mean, that's at least a place to start here.
Oh, yeah.
Just have to be defensive with the rest of your team.
Absolutely.
And Kira does have the ability to get out of this relatively easily too, as long as she doesn't get.
As long as she doesn't do that.
I was gonna say as long as she doesn't get stunned immediately after, but that blessed shield was pretty much perfect for what they needed.
Like, Kira, I am pretty sure that was a dead keep anyway. You did not need to smack it.
Not looking great. As 5 versus 3 here, Ariel gonna be taken out. They're looking for the Jaina, but the face melt.
Wow, that face melt. Jub, send your checks to Andrew, cause yeah.
All right, so Indecisive Scrubs has the full bot lane opened up. They also did get the mid lane there, the mid fort here, taken down at some point. So that's going to be some constant catapult pressure. Urel saying, hey, this is pretty likely where they are. Let's go. And I think ETC they just have to pull back here.
Bullet comes out, and ETC just says, I am out of there.
Yeah, that's not a fight you want to take. You know, that bruiser camp can be easily killed. It's going to be under your fort.
Yeah.
What it does do, though, is it gives Skiggly's a chance now to put pressure elsewhere. They can start clearing up in the mid lane. They've got a siege camp going in the bot lane, so eventually that'll, start making its way toward the fort. Although, I don't know. Catapults might actually counter that.
Won't be long before
That
the
blind
shrines
pretty
are
much,
ready for the taking.
I think, saved that fort there.
Well, here we go. On to the siege camp here. This is a 4v4, but it's going to go over to Skiggly's.
It's a 4v4, but now it's a 4v5 if they engage it. Sylvanas is up doing that camp on top.
Yeah, and level 20s are up here very soon for Indecisive, so they really want to just kind of stall, and there's level 20 now. Shield of Hope there, picked up for Ariel as she makes use of that. It is going to be Death Metal, the upgraded Final Strike, so all of her cooldowns are going to be reset if killing a hero shortly thereafter hitting them with Final Strike. And we have a Bruiser
And
camp.
Winter Mute.
Yeah, that Winter Mute's going to be pretty exciting for them, I think.
Yeah, Winter Mute is one of the best level 20s in the game. Having Jaina and baby Jaina out.
Alright, so they're looking at the Urel. She's going to get out of there. There's the Suppression Pulse. Interrupt on the Mosh Pit here. Big stun coming out from Urel, though. And Johanna's going to blind everybody. Kind of reset this.
Final Strike comes out. Does not get the kill, so no reset there. But that is a dead Johanna on the cusp of 20.
And this is a Dragon Knight, because I think Artanis can stay on this for long enough. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man, this is probably game.
It could be. If anybody else dies here, it most certainly will be.
That bottom lane is wide open.
Yeah, I was going to say, it depends on what they do with the Dragon Knight here. If they go for the mid, then of course it's not going to be. But there's no Johanna.
Right.
Urel is making her way down. Artanis following behind her. Has a little bit longer of a trip, though. Keep in mind that ETC has Death Metal, so he's not going to mind if he dies here. Like going into the team to stop them is perfectly okay.
Yeah. All he has to do is die on top of Mosher, and there's nothing they can do.
Or if they kill.
Mosher. And that is game.
So Indecisive Scrubs coming back with the reverse sweep.
Very nicely done by both teams. Yeah, you got to see some Kira play today, which is not something I usually get to see.
Yeah, I mean this was an exciting series. The being able to see a Deathwing, being able to see the Kira, some heroes we don't see a ton of. We saw a lot of Zul'jin today, which again is a hero we don't see a whole lot of. But usually when he's in the game, he's pretty impactful. So, really exciting series to watch here.
And Aero making a comeback.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that people who played Urel before are likely to continue playing her and probably play her a significant amount more than they have in the past, because she's just seemingly so very strong. So that's going to be the end of our Christmas replay casts here. Munkus, anything you want to say to Twitchland as we get set up to take off for the rest of the day?
Merry Christmas and woo Beast Coast.
All right. Well, there we go. I've got my Santa hat. It's not going to stay on top here. Or Alice's Santa hat. Thanks, everybody, for joining us here today for our Christmas replays. Really appreciate you stopping by. And as per always, check out the NGS calendar for any upcoming casts. The rest of this week is pretty light. However, there is one cast tomorrow, and I think some on Sunday. If you're wondering where that cast is tomorrow, you can find it right here. I believe it's at 10 o'clock Eastern. So it's going to be a Division D matchup. I know that it's Bloodfin Murgles because they we were talking about it yesterday, and then the other team that I will tell you in 1 second is Randy Newman. So there you go. There's your what's happening in NGS for the rest of this week. I'm going to send everybody over to Gravesville. Gravesville's casting. So again, thanks, or he's probably streaming just games, but thanks again for stopping by. Have a great Christmas, and we'll see you guys all soon.